Hey people, it's Ninja ONC aka Ollie here with another video for you. Insomniac's first venture onto the PS2, Ratchet and Clank, is a game I loved when I was younger and well I still do now, especially with the new game that's come out. And this video is going to teach you 9 interesting facts about the first installment, simply called Ratchet and Clank. Now obviously, I can't guarantee you find these facts interesting, but I did, my friends certainly did, and I'm fairly certain most of you will. Before we start, I'd like to congratulate Matt Waring, who commented the best and only 10th fact on my Jak and Daxter the Precursor Legacy fact video. Their fact was, according to a hidden audio track said by Daxter, spiderweb trampolines meant to break after 2 bounces. Congratulations, and you win not 1 Precursor Orb, not 10, not even 100 Precursor Orbs. You win absolutely nothing. So our first 2 facts actually come from the second game, called Locked and Loaded in Power Regions and Going Commando elsewhere. When you created a challenge mode save file on this game, or went to the portal at a certain time on the correct planet, you gained access to planet Burbank or Dantopia, depending on the region, which contained an abundance of cut content from the game and the second game. To start with, those of you who obtained Raritanium and the Hypnomatic in the first game will recognise the miner who had a broken drill. This drill was actually intended to become a weapon Ratchet would use called the Revolverator, which would spin enemies around and throw them off. It's unknown why this was cut. There is actually an entire planet missing from the Solana galaxy, nicknamed Waterworld and Jet Ski Planet. The planet would almost be entirely water-based, and you would ride around the world on a jet ski, shooting at enemies from it. A UFO-style boss was meant to be battled on this planet. The whole planet was cut because it just wasn't as fun as the others. After leaving Spyro the Dragon, Insomniac were working on a game codenamed I-5, or Girl with the Staff, but the game was scrapped early on and the team was left with nothing to do and no ideas. A team member suggested a futuristic space exploration platformer game, which turned into Ratchet and Clank, but they had trouble developing it. Naughty Dog, who worked on Crash Bandicoot in the exact same office as Insomniac whilst they were working on Spyro, offered to let them use parts of the engine from Jak and Daxter, on the condition that any improvements would be shared. This caused some controversy and backlash from fans who wrongly thought that it used the exact same engine, known as Kinetica, despite it only being aided by it. While Ratchet & Clank received poor ratings from critics compared to other similar games at the time, it actually won PS2 Game of the Year. I want you all to comment down below. Does this mean PS2 had a bad year in 2002, or were the critics wrong about the game? Dr. Nefarious is a main character who was introduced in the third game, but did you know who was actually present since the series began? Those amoeboid creatures that appeared in Rilgar and Pokutaru sewers were actually created by him. By completing skill point challenges, one could unlock a whole heap of new information in the form of the Epilogue, a collection of in-universe magazine and newspaper covers mimicking real-life ones. By looking at the dates on them, we find out that the game takes place in the year 5354. As well as this, the months in Ratchet & Clank seem to be combinations of hours. Examples of this are Marvember, a hybrid of November and March, Octogust, which is October and August, and the most creative combo name of all time, May-June, which is of course a combination of December and January. That was sarcasm, okay? That means it was a joke. It's clearly a combination of May and June. A pretty obvious one, but that was probably completely unintentionally. A poster can actually be seen advertising Ratchet and Clank Major Motion Picture, which would follow the journey of the pair through a version of the story. In 2016, there was actually a film released that was a spin on the original story. Could there have been any way for Insomniac to have known what they would do 14 years later, or was it just a coincidence? Last of the epilogue-based facts, the cover of Reader's Digested shows how Darla Gratch, the news reporter, and the amoeboid that ate her in a cutscene are now in love. But did you know this isn't the only relationship revealed in the epilogue? On another magazine cover, a headline advertising the unreachable contents of the magazine tells us that Ratchet has a secret love interest. Who do you think this could be? Comment your ideas down below. Clank, despite being one of the two main protagonists, was originally going to be an antagonist, acting as Chairman Dreck's sidekick. The change is what inspired the opening scene, where Clank goes from being an evil robot built to fight Dreck, to a good guy fighting against him. It may also be why Dreck fights in a robotic mech, as he could have originally used Clank's giant form, as Ratchet does occasionally. So there you have it, 9 interesting facts about Ratchet and Clank. Just like in my first facts video, I'm going to give all of you a chance to give me another fact. If you know something cool about the first Ratchet and Clank game, be sure to comment below, and you might find it featured in the next 9 facts video. So that's the end of the video. I appreciate you all watching. If you like this video, make sure to like it. If you want to share the knowledge, share this video, favourite it, all that stuff. Leave a comment below if you've got any opinions, got a new fact of course. Like, comment, subscribe to stay up to date with all my other videos. Thanks for watching.